to Crypt Keeper Aquatics. My name is Tim, and today I've got a very special guest for my very first live stream. This here's Scotty the Fish Freak.
Hello, hello.
So today I just wanted to give you guys some updates on some of my projects. Air pump's kind of loud today, so I'm going to unplug that. And I guess we'll talk about my first upgrade.
Let's see how, one second. Hey, Crypt, let's see, let's give a couple minutes for some people to come in first.
Okay.
Let's see here. Let me look. All right, there we go. Hello, Mr. B, welcome.
How we doing?
There's Glass Box Swimmers.
Welcome, Glass Box.
I'd say wait a couple minutes. We can chat a little if you want, and
okay.
Let some people come in.
Alrighty.
The number is quickly climbing.
Oh, very cool. So this is my very first live stream. I'm just doing
Congratulations.
And I'm super thankful Scotty was willing to come up here as a guest. That way he can read the chat for me because, like I said, everything's on my phone, and from 5 feet away from the camera, it's kind of microscopic. So I can't see anything right now for chat.
Well, congratulations on your first stream. It's a big step. I remember it very well. I've only been streaming for a few months now, but I can relate.
Yeah.
Red Laser's here. Hello, welcome.
Welcome, Red Laser.
Yeah, I didn't get the notification yet, so I would imagine, if you wait a few minutes, let them get the notification, then the number will continue to go up there.
All right.
Red Laser remembers my first video. Well, thank you, Red Laser. Or do you mean Chris' first video?
My first video was pretty awful. It was just a couple-minute view of my 20-gallon tank before I tore it down and reset it for Caridina parameters.
Nice. So how long?
There was no talking in that first video. It was fairly cringy.
How long have you been doing videos?
January 31st, about a year ago, was my very first upload.
Nice. What time?
So you're almost at the year mark.
You're a year in and doing a live stream. That is amazing.
Yep.
That's amazing. And you got some live tents in there,
that was,
too.
This.
Oh, we lost your video. There you go. You're back.
Yeah. Hold on a second. I gotta go on my clock on my phone and turn that alarm off.
Red Laser thought your name was Jim at first.
Nope, my name is Tim.
Sorry, in the early days,
that
You see those, oh, there goes a shrimp envy pellet about to sink down.
Shrimp envy's awesome food. I love it.
This is the very first, I got a sample, I think, from Grant, and with, I forget what I bought. And actually, it could have been these Caridinas here, these PDLs. And
okay.
So I just dropped one in, and I'm anxious to see them all come running forward.
Yeah, it usually doesn't take very long with the envy foods. Whatever's in them, the shrimp absolutely love it.
That's good to know. Yeah, this is the very first time I've ever fed it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I've done some Shrimp Food Showdown shorts where I drop in a pellet of 2 different foods, and after 5 minutes I see which pellet of the food has the largest pile of shrimp on them. It's just a fun little thing. It doesn't say that this one is better or this one's better or more nutritious. It's just whichever one the shrimp happen to like that day, but more.
That's a good idea. I like that. I like that.
I have seen it go both ways before. Depending on the day, I've repeated tests, and so it's just a little fun thing, not to promote one versus the other or anything like that.
That's perfect, though. That's the way to do it. Is let the product speak for itself.
Yep.
And you're just allowing it to do it.
Right.
So let's see here. All right, you're up to a few people. What do you got?
Okay, so the first big project I'm working on, I got this linear piston air pump from someone online. It was used, and so I'm going to be hooking that up to this shrimp rack. Right now, I've got just a really cheap one that I got on Amazon. It's a Vivo Sun brand, and it's hitting over 50 decibels. And my shrimp rack is in my bedroom, so it's not really ideal. The past 8 months, I might have lost a couple minutes of sleep here and there. Not gonna lie.
What brand is that one? Is that a Gemco?
This one here, it was supposed to be a Gemco. That's what the guy said it was. Last week when I was talking to the Gemco rep through email, trying to get some fittings to be able to hook it up properly, he asked me to send him the serial number. So I did, and he said that he doesn't have any record of that serial number. So I was asking him if this pump is authentic or not, or if it's a counterfeit, a knockoff, aftermarket, something like that. He said that it looks like it's authentic to this brand here, Nitto Koki. It's a metal blower.
Okay.
So
it looks like a Gemco, though.
But it's not a Gemco, he said.
Okay.
So we'll see how it works. It is a little bit quieter than the pump I currently have, even without plugged into it. So that's huge,
Yeah. Hi, Jamie. Welcome.
Welcome. Yeah, so that's going to be the first project. I'm going to hook it up with PVC back in here, and then I will hang my TV back up. I had to take the TV down when we were getting the bathroom remodeled. They were ripping out the tub and stuff, and I didn't want it to shake off and happen to drop right on my shrimp tanks, because that probably be a little bit messy.
And what's it have, about a half-inch discharge hose?
I'm sorry, repeat that?
Does it have about a half-inch discharge, or?
Yeah, it's a half-inch inner diameter.
Okay. Yeah, you'll be able to do, realistically, you could do a loop around the entire room for a closed loop. They're pretty powerful. That's a good pump you got there.
Yeah, it is a 45 liter per hour, nice. So it should be enough to talk about my next project coming up in the spring.
Nice. So, real quick, welcome Jimmy P.
Welcome, Jimmy. How you doing? So the next project, and another reason I got this pump here in particular, is something that can handle more drops than what I need, is I'm going to be setting up another rack of 12 tanks in the spring.
Nice.
So that's going to be in the room adjacent to here. But so I'll probably drill a hole, go up through the attic, and back down with the PVC to get the drop in for there. And then I'll only need the one pump to power both rooms, which will be super huge.
That's perfect. And you won't hear it. It will be up in the attic, and you drop down the lines. You won't have to worry about check valves, because the pump will be higher than all of the water.
Right.
So that will help with your flow as well. And you could do, if you could still figure out a way to do a closed loop, that would be amazing.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely have to try to plan something out like that.
Because you would be able to keep good pressure and do a lot of tanks.
Okay.
That'd be pretty good.
Yeah,
I like it.
So I'll put this out of my way, that way I can show you the next project I'm working on. So the next project, I've got some immersed growing bins here. And these here are all different crypts. So this first one is a Red Wing Daddy over here. Let me move the camera angle for you.
Yeah.
Can you see the tabletop now?
Yep. Are you able to get any closer or no?
Yeah, we can get closer.
Right up, down, right there. Perfect. Oh, nice.
So I've got the Crypt Red Wendetti in here. And then I do have, oh, not this one. I've got Parva in a different one. But this here's the Bronze Wendetti, drawn immersed.
So how do you set up the substrate in that? Like,
So
what's your method? Or
the first time I did it, I just used some leftover Eco Complete from a different project.
okay.
And I found, like, with the the Bronze Wendetti, it was kind of a little bit stunted, and same with this Red Wendetti here. With the Parva that I put in this one, it really didn't take off at all. It just melted all back, never came back at all.
Okay.
So that's what I started using at first. And then I switched to a mixture of potting soil and safety absorb, which is like a clay absorbent used in like chops and stuff.
Yeah.
And so this here is some more Red Wendetti. This here I got from the Clash from one of the booths. I forget which vendor it was.
Maybe Atlantic Aquariums?
I'm not sure. It was right across the aisle from where the large angelfish display was. Where they were selling all those beautiful angels in those giant tanks.
Was that on the same side of the room as Grant?
No, it was the exact opposite side.
Yep, I think that was probably Atlantic Aquariums. We saw them.
Okay. Yeah, so I do have those Red Wendetti still. I just didn't get them submerged yet, which that's what we're going to do today.
Nice.
And I've got some Wendetti Brown that I got from Windy City Aquariums close to 8 months ago or so.
Nice.
And then,
hello, Killer Kitty. Welcome.
Welcome, Killer Kitty. And then on the other side here, I don't know if you can really see it down here, but that's some Crypt Parva Mini that did sprout back up for me in this one.
Oh, wow. So that just shoots off of the mother plant?
No, so the Parva Mini, that one, I put it in here and it all melted back, but for some reason it decided to sprout back up for me randomly. So I'm kind of happy about that. I'm going to see where it takes me. Then,
how long have they been in those pots?
Can you repeat that?
How long have they been in those pots? Does that keep it going for a long time? Is it easier? I've never done it immersed like that.
So I've been finding some struggles here and there with it, keeping the humidity up and stuff. Even though these tops do have a way to adjust it, it's still a little bit tricky. Okay. I'm going to look into using maybe Tupperware with a clear lid next time or something, you know, see if I can't trap a little more humidity in there.
Okay.
But
hello, Mario Crypt Tanks. Welcome.
Like as you can see on this one, there is some leaf melt and stuff just from the lower humidity. And then from boostplant.com, I got some Crypt Purpurea.
How do you say that again?
Purpurea.
Okay.
That's how you spell it.
Okay. I haven't heard of that one.
And so I saved one plantlet for in the immerse bin, and I've got some in the CO2 injected tank behind me, and then also off here to my left, I've got it in the Yellow King Kong tank, and it looks completely different between the two. So I'd say that one definitely needs the CO2 to really thrive. In the CO2 tank, it's nice and tall, super shiny, dark green leaves. And then in the Yellow King Kong tank, even though the pH is relatively the same and KHGH is relatively the same, it's growing really, really flat down to the substrate. So that's something I'm probably going to move back into the CO2 injector tank real soon. But the project I'm going to be doing today on stream, I'm going to take these red Wendetti plants, and I'm going to put them into some pots and toss them right behind me in the CO2 injector tank.
Nice.
So we were talking a few weeks ago, Scotty, about the planter pots.
Yeah.
Using those as just extra room to be able to grow plants without completely covering up your substrate, or if you have no substrate, So that's what I'm going to be doing with these, just to get them in there, and then I'll know for a fact that what's in those pots is the red Wendetti. So I'll be able to fully verify the type from there. And I've got 3 plantlets in here, so I'll save one of them aside, still in the immerse bin. That way I have it going immersed as well.
That's a good idea.
Yep. So we'll get that going in just a little bit.
Sorry, how do you label your plants when they're in the tanks, or do you at all?
Yeah, so when they're in the tanks, like in the CO2 tank, I don't have that one labeled at all. But for like the stems that are in the back, hold on, let me bring the camera around so you can see better.
Right now, I'm using those white tags like you are in the immersed one. Oh, wow, that looks beautiful.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So, like in the back here, I've got some Rotala atra here, and then I've got rotundifolia here. Okay. This middle section is atra, and then over here to the far right, I've got super red Rotala. Okay. But for the crypts here in the front, they're kind of all mixed at this point. I do remember that I had green-brown Wendetti variety 2 plantlets right here and then right here. And then there is one Purpurea in between the 2. So that's going to be that darker green leaf in there. Right. The one that's slightly shiny, has a little gloss to it.
See, I got to find a way to label them because I am nowhere near as smart as you. And, like, you're able to identify this. They're plants. That's all I know.
Yep. And then if you take a look at my shrimp rack, let me flip you guys over here. I've got actual labels right on the front for the tank, the shrimp type, what boost, what fern, what moss, and I'm trying to keep it like one type of each just so I don't have to, differentiate. This is this crypt, this is this crypt, this is this crypt, and then 2 inches backwards, that's that crypt, and now they all send off runners, and who knows?
Yeah. That's why I've been using the pots, because number one, only one of my tanks has a deep enough substrate, and it's only a 5-gallon. And like I want to get a lot of different types of plants. I love them, and I just don't have the tank space with enough substrate to properly plant them, and in a spread out enough way that I can keep them separate. And I suck at identifying plants.
Yeah, it's definitely tough, especially with like subtle variations where part of the stem might be slightly brown tinted, so now it's a brown variety of the Wendetti, and just small little things like that. It does get kind of tricky, and a lot of them you can't even tell until they start to flower in their immerse state too. So
yeah,
so that's how I label all my tanks, and they do peel off relatively easily.
I do on all my tanks. I use white painter's marker.
Oh, okay.
And
you do that right on the glass or up on the plastic part?
On the glass. Yeah, they're all on the glass, and it's very easy to remove.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've got some dry erase.
As nice as yours.
I've got some dry erase neon markers that actually show up really well on there.
Okay, that's a good idea.
So these are the markers that I used to use before I got the label maker, and they definitely show up.
Nice.
The pink one seems to show up the best, but that wasn't within arm's reach right now, so.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yep. And then the next project that I've got going on here is I've got a beta over here. Angle this camera. I don't know if can you guys see that tank?
Yeah, and I see the evil air pump too.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, this thing is garbage.
Yeah.
It's really loud.
I remember I had that one and I hated it.
Yep. I mean, the air pump blows, but...
Yeah. And it gets pretty hot.
Yeah, it's already pretty warm still, even though I turned it off a few minutes ago. So,
let's see here. I thought I saw... Oh, I'm sorry. Red Laser's talking about Jamie's icon logo from Canada.
What was that?
I thought it was a fish question, but it's actually Red Laser asking Jamie about the logo.
Oh, okay.
From Canada.
Which logo? Something on theirs or something that's on my tank?
Tricolor over the Newfoundland shape from Newfi. And Red Laser from Ontario. So you have two Canadians in the chat.
Oh, very cool. I'm not too far. I'm like 2.5, 3 hours south.
Nice.
So the beta loves to snack on my shrimp a little bit. I caught him the day before Thanksgiving. I was trimming the water sprite out of here. And while I was recording that video, I happened to watch him throw one up.
Oh, jeez.
And so with that new rack that I'm setting up, either the beta or the shrimp are going to come out and into a different tank. I haven't decided yet which way I'm going to go, but they do need to be separated soon.
Mm-hmm.
And the 2 pots of crypts that you see here, I've had them in the tank for about 3 months now, and some of the growth has converted to submerged new growth, and I've still got a lot of old growth on here, so I'm going to be chopping off those leaves, and that'll help it out a lot. I am going to plant them down into the substrate.
Right.
Before I do, I've got this nice piece of driftwood here that's going to go in there.
Nice. What size tank is that?
It's a Marineland Portrait 5-gallon.
5 gallon, okay. And
So
what
I do have to. I've got to cut off back in here. That way it'll fit in there.
Oh, yeah.
I think that'll look really nice in that tall tank.
Yeah. Hi, Scroll. Welcome.
Yeah, I couldn't pass up that piece of driftwood when I saw it.
And what light do you have on that?
That's a Hydra light. So I didn't stick with the one that came with the tank. The one that came with the tank is pretty awful. Yeah. So I got a Hydra light from Amazon, and it's working pretty well. It's growing everything nicely. If you look at my old videos, you can see how big the water sprite got before I took it out.
I gotta get some new lights. My on my racks for the overall lighting, I use LED shop lights, which they light up the tank so I can see the fish, which is great. But they're not doing that great at growing plants. I have 2 night crew lights that I just put on the 20 that I just set up with a whole bunch of plants. But I still have the bigger tank that right now it doesn't have any light. So I need to get some more lights and some better lights. And I'm trying to do better with plants. And so Hydra was one of the ones I'm considering.
Yeah, there are some opportunities with the light, though. I don't like that I can't adjust the timing on it as precisely as the Nitro lights. With the night crew lights, you can set it down to the precise minute that you want it to turn on or off, or
see, I got the cheap
ramp
ones.
down.
I can't even do that.
I'm sorry,
I got the cheap night crew, so I can't even do that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And welcome Skull Aquatics and DD. Hello, hello.
Hey, Skull. Hey, Dee. How you doing? All right, so I'm gonna bring it back over to my 20-gallon tank real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I've got some CPDs in here that I got from Grant and Shelby at the Garden of Eder.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the projects I'm working on, I want to get these guys to breed. Sorry if you guys are getting a little motion sick from the camera moving so much. I got to set up a multi-camera system so that I don't have to move you guys. I can just flip between cameras.
You're good.
So I'm going to feed them just so that they come out a little bit better for you. But I got a hold of Grant and Shelby just before the Keystone Clash, and so they brought some up with them, and I was able to bring them home. And so I'm trying to get those guys to breed. I got some panda guppies from Michael's Fish Room and some panda Cory cats from Michael's Fish Room.
Yeah.
I'm going to be putting those in their own tank. That way they can breed out a little bit more for me. I haven't had any successful spawn on any egg-scatterer yet. But I do have a couple of babies in this guppy pair. So
welcome, Mike.
Cool.
Thanks for stopping by.
And so what I was telling you before on your stream, I had one of these pots set up over here in the corner with some Saswasser.
Okay.
And I grew that out with the CO2 in there. I put a little plastic cage over the top so that nothing else could get in there or whatever.
That's a good
idea. I've actually got a decent amount now for my Yellow King Kong tank.
Oh, wow.
So that's why I'm going to be trying it out for rooted plants now. See if it won't work out.
Yeah, I just set up 2 of them with what brand is that? The Fluval Stratum, or whatever it's called. Stratum. And I set 2 of them up. They're in a 20 high, and I put them about just above mid-level, right under the lights. And I put a different plant in each. I can't see that far what they are, but we'll see how it goes. I know they're tougher plants, or at least the one is a tougher plant, especially since I don't run CO2. And DD here brings up a point from in chat. Foxy moves the adult CPDs every couple of days so that they don't eat the eggs. So that's a good idea.
Oh, okay. That's very good to know.
Kelly Foreman's joining us. She's going to be a speaker this year at the Keystone Clash.
I'm super excited for the Clash. I got so much really cool stuff, a lot of good info last year while I was there, too.
Awesome.
So I'm super happy. I've already got my tickets booked, the hotel rooms booked. I'm definitely going. I even put in the request off from work already, so it's happening.
Me too. And the vendor room is starting to, I don't want to use the term sell out, but people are buying their spaces. So
yeah, I mean, there's only so much room for tables, so anyone who plans to be a vendor better hop on that deal real quick.
Exactly.
And the other breeding project I've got going on is downstairs, actually, in the 75-gallon. I'm not going to give you guys extreme motion sickness and walk you guys down there, but I've got some Praecox rainbows in that tank. I'm hoping to get them to start using the spawn mop. I've got to learn how to culture live foods, help encourage it a little more, and we'll go from there and see what happens.
Yeah, I love and hate live foods. I get these spells where I am super busy at work and hardly have time to take care of my fish as is, let alone their food as well. So I usually lose. Can you hear me still?
You cut out a little bit.
Okay, yeah, I guess I have bad signal. So I get a starter culture at a club auction for $2, and I can keep it going for at least 3 months. But 3 months of live food for fry for $2 is a pretty good deal in my opinion.
Oh yeah, you can buy dry food for that.
Right, and then the slightly larger stuff, the grindle worms and the white worms and stuff, and red wigglers and stuff like that. I can get that sometimes for $2 to $5 for starter culture, and I can usually keep it going for a solid 3 months, and that feeds the adults. I mean, the adult fish love that, and I could keep them going. I mean, I have some cultures that I have kept going longer, but it's just my bad practices that prevent that from happening. But I am a big supporter of feeding live foods for your fry and your adults. It really does help. And Dee Dee has another big comment. I have a castle in the tank with a big patch of algae on the roof. Every week or so, I pull off a large chunk of the algae and move it to a shrimp tank for eggs to hatch. Could use moss instead. That's a really good idea, Dee Dee.
Oh, okay. So I've got to try to culture some hair algae.
Yeah. I would go with Java Moss personally.
Yeah, I've got plenty of moss in all the tanks. I've got quite a few different varieties.
Yeah. There you go. Now they're coming out.
Let me see if I move this light forward a little, if we could see stuff better. And I guess we can feed them one of these today.
There you go, another shrimp envy. Which one's that?
That's the growth envy, so it's got some protein in there for them.
Okay.
That dropped right into here. Hopefully you guys can see it on the camera.
There's a leaf hiding it, no, I see it.
Right here.
Yep. I think the shrimp envy I threw in my tank is right behind that plant. I see him moving around back there.
Yeah, okay. Yep.
And Glassbox Swimmer says they do the same thing as Dee Dee, but with moss. So that's a good idea. Just move the moss around, and the eggs go with the moss into a shrimp tank, and they hatch out there.
That's a really good idea. So I do have a tank of mixed moss already, and it's kind of overgrown, so I'm going to have to try that.
Whip's World is here. Welcome, Whip. Mr. Mr. Small Girthy President Scotty, he calls me. That's from the stream last night with Dr. Ted.
Oh. Then, so the next project I've got going on, I've got a couple of crossbreeding projects with the shrimp. So I have some black crystals that I'm going to try to introduce some orange eyes and get them to turn into a fancy tiger with orange eyes. That's going to be quite a few generations of work. So before I even start that one, I'm getting a colony of the pure black lines separated. That way I still have a colony of the base shrimp. I don't want to ruin the whole colony just for a hybrid hope and dream, you know?
Right. And LJ Shrimp and Snails is here. Welcome.
Welcome, LJ.
Are you able to zoom in on that tank a little bit more?
Let me take you off the tripod.
now we got a glare. Darn it. What do you got? You got orange and blue shrimp?
This here's my call tank. So this is a mixture of everything I've got, anything that doesn't have a desired trait. And then I do have quite a few blue ones in there.
Yeah, for being a coal tank, they're beautiful.
Yeah, so those blue ones that I've got in there, I thought that they were all blue bolts in my main tank, and Grant pointed out to me a couple of things that he spotted that make him believe that there's some blue steel gene in there, and they're not full Taiwan bee, so they've got a little bit of a tiger gene in there.
Right.
So I've been pulling out a lot of the males, and that leads me into my next crossbreed project.
Nice.
So I am trying to introduce some orange eye into that colony. Seeing there's already some tiger gene in there anyway, I just went full send with it, and we put one female of the blue one up with my orange eye. She got buried up, so the other day I transferred her back down into her main tank, and now I'll be pulling out all of the males that I find and then any of the babies that I find. I've got a couple of orange eye shrimp males that I put down into the blue tank. That way, when the blue bolt shrimp that got buried up by the orange eye does give her babies, and those babies breed with the orange eye males, chances are some of those will appear with the orange eye, and then I'll just start taking out anything without orange eye altogether. So that's my plan with that one.
Span for all those genetics.
Yeah, I've got quite a few hours that I've been studying and watching and taking notes.
I could tell.
I haven't done any hybrid projects myself except for these two here that I just recently started. So any of those claims is just what I have learned from others. None of it is personal experience, so it's not actual true research. It's just reading up and listening to others' experiences, if that makes sense.
There we go. Sorry.
That's all right.
LJ's is working on the same thing as you. Says, I'm happy, got my PVC line set up, and it's so much more efficient. Got 12 aquariums on one pump.
Oh, very cool.
And Jamie says, funny thing about coal tanks is that after they get in there, they show the best colors.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of like Murphy's Law.
Yeah. Oh, there's one of the quarries.
Yeah, I got a trio of panda quarries from Michael's Fish Room down at the Keystone Clash.
Awesome.
So one of them's back here on the Rotala H-Rot, swimming down now. Mm-hmm. Then I've got two of them here. One's there, and then one's all the way in the back corner. You guys probably can't see from that angle.
Whip says, Keeper, your voice is eerily similar to mine, only intelligent.
Then my last project that I wanted to talk about today, I'm going to bring you guys back to the other side of the table. I'll sit down and we'll talk about it a little bit. A little motion sickness, sorry. Angle this down. Okay, so this here, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, what in the world is this?
Yeah, this here is going to be a shrimp tunnel. So this is just PVC gutter that I'm using. And I wanted a nice viewing window for the front of the glass here. That way you can see everything that's inside of there. So this here is going to be the front. And then I'm going to use some slate rock and kind of bring that up a little bit in the back, maybe a couple more inches, and I'll cut it flush like that. That way they have a way to get down in. You'll be able to see them in there. And if the lighting isn't good to see them in there, I've got some underwater light strip here I'm going to be attaching. So that's what these blue dots are. I'm going to drill some holes and attach it with zip ties. So it will be lit underneath the water too. And I've got these really fun little figurines. So I've got all 7 of the dwarves and Snow White, and I've got some Snow White shrimp over there. So this is going to be a themed tank for Snow White, and this under here is going to be that crystal mine that you see him working in the opening scene. I've got some little acrylic beads here. So those are going to be like the little gemstones or diamonds or whatever, the crystals, you know. And so that's my big project for the year. I know I've talked about it a few times. I finally have all the supplies that I need for it. And with the plans to set up the new rack, I'll actually be able to put it to use. So that's actually going to go up real soon now.
That's pretty fascinating.
Thanks. Yeah, got some clear plastic dip that I'm going to coat all those figurines in just to make sure the paint doesn't peel off, make sure nothing's leaching into the water that shouldn't be.
Right, just to be safe.
Yep. And then, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I lost it.
Okay. So, for the front of this, I was going to silicone some little crushed lava rock just to kind of keep stuff from getting inside of that hole. But then I'm just going to fill it with sand in between there to cover up the front of it from being able to see the PVC pipe.
Killer Kid says, oh my gosh, that's so cute. I love the Snow White theme. And Jamie's got to go. Got called into work. Have a good day. James, cool. I'm so unartistic with mine. Chala wood, bulb of moss, snails, and yeah, caught.
Yeah, so I think that's all of the projects I currently have going that I can remember.
Now, do you see any concerns with any lack of water movement in the elbow of the tunnel, or like any building up decay or anything like that?
Yes.
An issue or no?
Yes, I did think of that. So I've got these little PVC fittings. Oh. They're going to be manholes. And then when I do water changes, I can flush it right out.
You're a freaking genius. I would have never even thought of that. Bipolar keepers here, welcome.
I've got this black plastic dip spray, so I'll paint those black and make them look like actual like sewer drain covers or something like that. And yeah.
Oh boy!
Originally, I was going to use zebra dolomite for it to kind of build like a cliff around there. Mm-hmm. But if you guys have seen my last video, you'll see exactly why I'm not going to. It is leaching carbonates, which will raise the KH, raise the pH, and the Snow White shrimp are a carotina, so that's no good.
Yeah.
Instead, I'm going to use large chunks of aquachar. So I've got aquachar in each of my tanks. They saved my purple metallic colony when I had a potential contamination, and they all turned lethargic. Yeah. I tossed a handful of aquachar in there right away, and the next morning they were all lively. I didn't lose a single one.
Wow. Good morning, Alishon. Welcome. Saying get back to work, Scotty. That's from Dr. Ted as well. And we said hi to Bipolar Fish Keeper. LJ's has a comment here that I'm curious your thoughts on. What could you put a bubble airline through that?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
And that would just
it's actually a decent idea. And then at least I know that some water would be flowing through it.
And Anyfin Goes is here. Welcome. Good morning or afternoon.
Welcome, Anyfin.
That'd be pretty cool. Some airline and some lights and some manhole covers. It's like a whole world.
Yeah, I think that's going to work out good. Thank you so much for that idea. Huh. Yeah.
The nice thing about these streams, you know, you get ideas that you would have never thought about.
Yep, just bouncing ideas off from each other left and right through these streams.
And I'm sure with this tunnel, it will encourage breeding because they won't feel threatened and they'll have hiding spots and stuff.
Right. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. But just kind of like a whimsical, fun themed tank. I've never done a themed tank like that before. I never even had those silly SpongeBob ornaments, so this is my way of playing around without being the same as everyone else.
Right. That's pretty awesome.
Move that out of the way. Yeah, last thing I did want to talk about, I forgot to write it on the whiteboard behind me, but I'm going to be using these coconut shells here as little moss mounts. That way I can just pick up a whole piece of moss and move it to where I need to for the aquascape, and it'll pretty much stay put. So I've been, I don't have a bandsaw or anything, so I've been using bolt cutters to break it apart.
Yeah.
And then this very rusty steel file I've been using to make little ridges in the sides.
Okay.
That way it'll hold on to some thread that I'll wrap around the moss while it grows in.
Right.
And then by using a cotton thread, it will disintegrate in the water after a month or so, which is what I want, because by then the moss should be able to hold itself to the shell.
Yeah, it will attach to it. Hopefully.
Yeah, so now that's absolutely everything I've got planned at this point. Yeah, I take a seat again.
Let's see here. Does anyone in the chat have any questions for Crypt? He's got quite an operation going in that little fish room there. Pretty impressive setups. And a lot of knowledge. So why don't we talk while people are thinking of questions, if they have any at all, what is your plan for future streams and stuff like that?
I think Monday mornings, actually.
Monday mornings, nice.
Monday mornings. I've always got Monday off from work, so that just fits into my schedule perfectly. Unless we have like a wedding going on that day or something like that, I have to go in and give a hand. I work as a chef at a brewery. So I'm pretty much always working nights, pretty much always working weekends. So Mondays are the only day the brewery itself is completely shut down for the day. Other than the random one or two wedding events or graduation parties or something that we might have.
Right. Mexicali's here. Welcome, Mexicali. Thank you for joining us.
Mexicali.
So what time on Monday mornings?
I'm thinking 9 in the morning.
All right. You're going to make me have to wake up early on my day off.
Yeah, it is what it is, Scotty.
Nice. Well, that's a good time. That's perfect.
Yeah, there's not too many people going that early in the morning, so I won't be stepping on too many toes, hopefully.
No, not at all. The other Scotty's here. Welcome.
Welcome, Scotty. And so the focus of that stream is just, it's probably going to be mostly just me working on projects. I'll keep the stream on mute. That way I can still have news playing in the background or whatever's going on at the house. I won't have to worry about that at all. But each Monday I'd like to start streaming for you guys. So
nice. That's awesome. That's awesome. Now, when are you going to do a stream where, like an interactive one like this? Because there's people that want to learn from you, I think, and you have a lot to offer.
Yep. So in 1 week from today at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time, I have another stream scheduled. One of my viewers in Vertigo, he said that he has some questions on Caradina and wanted to know if he could come up on a stream with me. That way it could be more of a back and forth communication versus 25 or so characters that the text box gives us in the chat. So
Exactly.
So,
And Saints Dust is here. Welcome.
welcome, Saints. How you doing?
All right.
Then I'm sure once I get a computer or a bigger screen of some sort so I could actually read comments, I'll be able to have more interactive streams. But right now, as it is, all I've got is my phone to use, so it's really tough trying to see the small font with being like 5 feet from the camera, 4 or 5 feet from the camera or whatever.
I can imagine. And Kelly votes for Monday morning stream.
Kelly votes yes Monday morning?
Yeah.
Kelly, you going to be awake?
Very valid point. Very valid.
I'm going to have to teach Fat Kitty how to not wake you up at 3 a.m., wake you up at 9 a.m. instead.
Yeah. Yeah. Put the cat to use.
Yep.
Nice. So Mondays at 9 a.m., which will not be an interactive stream.
For the most part, if I can borrow someone's phone or something and be able to look at the chat and be able to respond, I absolutely will.
Okay.
But for starting off, for the first few anyway, it's probably going to be more of a silent stream.
Right. And then when did you say is the other one with the that person I didn't catch?
So next week, Sunday.
Okay.
I believe the date is the 15th, maybe.
Yep, sounds about right.
11:30 a.m. Eastern time.
So
And
same
it's
time as this.
Yep, I've already got that one scheduled. It's already up on the fishfam.link calendar.
Awesome.
So if I do have any mods set up in here, if you could drop that link. But I think I did add a couple folks as mods already, but
Yep, Skull Aquatics is in the chat and a mod. There we go.
yeah, okay. Yeah, so that's going to be next Sunday, and then tomorrow I'll start up with a project. I will show you guys how to get the plants into these planters. Got 2 brand new ones.
Okay.
So this one here in particular came from Cats Aquatics,
Okay.
and she was actually selling it as a feeder with her calcium chips.
Oh, nice.
That's these here, the calcium chips from Cats.
Okay.
So I'm going to be using it as a planter like these other ones that I bought from Amazon.
Are they the same size?
Yeah, I believe so. Take them out and compare. The box is the same exact size. One's a little shorter.
Which one's bigger?
The Cats Aquatics has a taller bowl on it.
Okay.
Cats
Which
is
could
this
be
one.
beneficial for plants.
Yeah, it should be. Or I could clean up this one that I had the Saswassertang in, and then I've got 2 identical cups.
Okay.
So, we'll probably use all 3 of them, and that way we can compare size of the cup versus clipping the tops off the crypt versus leaving them to get them to convert from immerse to submerge. And then I'll post some video updates in a few weeks once we see the first new growth off from any of those 3.
Nice. And Kelly says Fat Kitty never wakes her up because Fat Kitty's a good cat.
That's a
And
good kitty.
also, Kelly approves of the 9 a.m. start time.
Oh, very cool.
And Skull dropped the link for next Sunday's stream.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
That's awesome. That's exciting. And you hit 20 people in chat.
Wow.
That's
Very
awesome. That's
Thank you
amazing.
guys so much for all the support.
That is amazing.
This first stream went a lot easier than I thought it was going to. It wouldn't have if Scotty wasn't up here, so please make sure you go over and subscribe to Scotty, turn your notifications on, because everything on his channel is great. He talks about all the Clash updates before anyone else does. So if you're planning to go to the Clash or know someone that wants to go to the Clash and want to stay informed, definitely turn on all notifications for his channel.
Well, thank you, and more importantly, make sure you subscribe to Crypt Keeper.
Yeah.
And hit that thumbs up.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. So I think that's gonna about wrap it up here today.
Perfect timing. It's been an hour.
Oh wow, plan that out, or it just
And
happened.
Skipper just showed up. Hi, Skipper.
Oh, speaking of Skipper, if a mod is in here, if you could drop a link to Skipper's stream tonight, I am going to be a guest on his stream tonight at 6 o'clock Eastern time.
And
So you get to see me on stream twice today.
Nice. And Alishon says that I am your fishy mom. I mean, we are the same size. And Teddy E is here. Welcome.
How you doing?
All right.
All right, so thank you all for stopping by. Make sure you subscribe to Scotty and Skipper and turn on notifications. I'll see you guys all next time.
Awesome. Bye, everybody.
Bye.